Hello, everyone.
Hello, everybody.
This is George Packard and Ron Matt Miller with another exciting edition of
Lawn Talk.
Lawn Talk.
What was that?
We don't know.
George, watch your hat go. Did you see that?
Want to see it again?
There.
See it? No. One more time. Last time. See that? That's fast, man. That puma-like reflexes. But that's not what we're here to talk about today.
We got nothing to do with pumas.
Right. Pumas? Pumas. Nothing to do with pumas. What we want to talk about today is the fact that you should not be afraid to start your lawn care business. There's a lot of guys out there that are worried about it. I read your emails all the time. You're constantly talking about not willing to take that jump. You're in a dead-end job. You're in a place where you're not happy, and you're contemplating doing it and taking the jump, but you never want to do it. And I know other guys have had videos on this stuff, but you know, I hear it all the time. And my advice is you can't be afraid. It takes guts to get out and do something like this. Okay? It's not going to happen overnight. It takes time. You got to think about things, but overall it takes guts to do something like this, to make that jump. It's not the easiest thing in the world, guys, but it's very rewarding.
And it's my turn now.
Yes. Yes.
And it's not for everybody. Not everybody wants to do it. Not everybody can do it because they just don't feel it's all right for them. But that's okay. You know, some people would rather have an 8-hour-a-day job and get home at night, and on Friday afternoons they're heading up north camping or whatever they want to do. But it's not for everybody.
Go. That means it's my turn to talk. So, if you have a desire, guys, you got to act on it. You can't sit back and wait. It's not going to come to you. There's a lot of people out there doing this business. So, if you have the desire that you want to do something else, dip your toe in there. Find out if that's what you want to do. If you like being outdoors, that's one of my favorite things. I get to work outside all the time. I enjoy it. I'd much rather do that than work in a factory or work even inside a retail store. I worked retail for years and years. Even though I enjoyed it, I really enjoy working outside even more.
And life takes very unexpected turns all the time. You know, you don't know what's going to happen next week, but if you do try and you do get in your own business and you do enjoy it, at least you can build on something that you can possibly prepare for that.
There. Okay, I personally have always wanted more in my life, and I don't know, I've just always been that way. I've always wanted more, and I think my drive came from watching my family struggle. Now, my mom and dad, I grew up on a dairy farm. My mom and dad worked extremely hard. All of us kids worked extremely hard, and I remember still eating bologna, and we had our own garden, and that's where most of our food came from. And you know, it was hard. It was extremely hard for ourselves, but we enjoyed that. Those were the best days of my life. And so that really provided a drive for me that I wanted better. I wanted something where I didn't have to work 7 days a week, and then the milk price was so bad we didn't have money for anything. And when we would rip our jeans, Mom would sew them up and this and that, and you went off to school. You know, she'd jam a piece of toast down your mouth and an egg if you had time to eat it, and you went out to school. But the important thing that I took from that is I want better for myself. I want better for my family. So I went out and I did it.
And you have to want it. And if you want it, it can't be just wanting it for a couple of days. If you want it, you have to keep that strength in you to keep on going, because it does get to be a pain a lot of times. But if you keep at it and stay at it and stay at it hard, you have to want it every single day. You got to go to bed at night thinking, well, today was such a bad day, but you're going to have to want to do it tomorrow. And things they do get easier.
Well, Ron's right. They don't come easy. To me, I like to use this whole saying that I've had repeated to me before. So it doesn't come from me. It's just a friend of mine told me. He said, it's like talking to a pretty girl. You know how scared you are when you go to talk to a pretty girl? I was petrified to go talk to him. My son, on the other hand, he doesn't care at all. He has no morals. No, he's just right in there. Yep, he swarms right in and he gets them all. So he taught me a thing or two, but I'm married, so I can't do anything. I wished I'd have had my son a long time ago, because then we'd have been really swinging buddies. But the thing of it is, it's a whole nother story for a whole nother time. Point is, when you're really scared like that talking to a girl, it's kind of the same thing getting into business. You know, you're scared to do it because what if? What if I fail? What if I can't make ends meet? There's so many what ifs in life, man. I mean, I thought being with a big corporation like Kmart that my job was safe. Look what happened. Walmart came in, came through the ranks, just crushed Kmart, okay? Very few Kmarts left, okay? Poor management, this, that, and the other. They didn't see it coming. Walmart came in and just kicked their ass, okay? So that's what happens there. Back to you, Ron.
And if you stay scared, you know, you're going to be like George. He's not scared. He could lose his voice tomorrow and never be able to talk again. But he's not scared about it.
No.
He wouldn't be able to, you know.
Not at all.
Be such a great guy that he is. But you can't. Yeah.
Ron wants a raise.
I do. I'm pushing for it, guys.
Everybody, send your comments in quick.
That's right. Really fast. But you know, if you stay scared, don't be. I mean, stay involved to where it might make you a little bit nervous, but don't be scared of it.
Yeah, you're going to be nervous all the time. That's never going to leave you early on. But once you get into it and you start going, then you're not going to have that fear anymore, because you're going to see the checks are coming in. Hey, you know, yeah, George said this would happen and George said that would happen. And all of a sudden these things are happening and you're collecting money left and right. You're starting to make things happen. Pretty soon you're driving a nicer car. Next thing you know, you have brand new mowers, all brand new trimmers and edgers and blowers and stuff. And life generally is easier for you. Okay? So that's extremely important. The number one guarantee when I think about things is, if you don't try, you're guaranteed to stay where you're at. Guarantee you'll never make it if you don't try. Just like buying a lottery ticket. If you don't try, if you don't buy one, how can you win? You can't win, right?
You're not gonna, but
well, I know, but I'm trying to give him
I understand it wasn't my turn, but
well, it wasn't. Did I go?
No, I'm sorry.
So take it back.
I take it back.
There we go. All right. So now, anyway, the number one guarantee, like I said, was if you don't do it, you're going to stay in the same place that you are. You'll be lucky to get anywhere else. In my experience with the big box stores, with retail, some things like that, you can always work for somebody else and work, you know, for X amount of dollars an hour. They pretty much control your future. So, you know, going in, the raises you get every year, which would be around 3, maybe 5%, are generally going to cover the cost of inflation if you're lucky, which means you're trapped. You're trapped in that spot where you're just never really going to get ahead a lot, and you really got to pinch your pennies. I always wanted more. I know you want more, Ron. We're not going to settle for that. So that's my take on that.
And you know, you're going to have people that are going to tell you, hey, you know what, you're not good enough for that. You're not good enough to start your own business. I just want to brush very lightly over a story that I had a very good friend, which he passed away here about 3 years ago, but he was pretty much voted when he was 17 years old to be the most useless person of that year that they graduated. That upset him so bad that he started working in a grocery store as a bagger. He worked us through chain of command. Next thing you know, he owns a grocery store. He starts building other ones. He built convenience stores, storage warehouses, hotels. And the man, just because they told him he wasn't good enough to do it, he made millions. And that's just a small example of probably millions of other people that have been through the same thing.
So therefore, that is why you need to stay focused. If you make up your mind you want to do this, jump into it. After you've dipped your foot in, you say, hey, I like working in the outdoors, I like working with mowing grass, or I like landscaping. Stay focused, learn everything you can about it, and move forward. With me, reading, yeah, I've read a lot too, but I've always got a lot more off the videos. It was just easier for me, you know, to learn that way. But I picked that stuff up really good after I see it, you know. So I really like that. But learn everything you can. There's a lot of free stuff out there now. There never used to be back in my day. Not that I'm ancient or anything, but I feel like it some days. But, you know, there's so much information out there now, guys. There's no excuse not to learn it. Okay, really. If you want to get involved in this, get involved. Take the lessons that that people are trying to teach you, the free advice that they're giving, and utilize it towards your business, okay? Good luck, everybody.
Yes, good luck.
George and Ron with another exciting edition of Yard Talk.
Yard Talk. Remember about the comments about the raise?
You ain't getting no raise. See you guys.
See ya.